This is our 1969 Dodge Charger that was used as a stunt car in the movie The Man from Toronto. As a refresher, here's what the roof looked like. And the rear quarters were pretty mangled too. We're cutting off body panels and we'll see how straight we can get this car. Let's get into it. Here we are, and here is the car as we left it, although it looks a little different because you put some primer on the roof so it wouldn't rust in the weather.
Yeah, it's not even primer, it's just some random aerosol paint I'd kicking around.
Oh.
So.
But the roof, I forgot like how good it's looking. Like it's like some people have probably seen this video and haven't seen the other video and they're probably like, what are you talking about good? But like this is great. Like that dent will probably just push up.
When it was sitting out under the tree out there and a branch landed on it.
Oh, like, push the dent back in?
Yeah, 3 days ago.
Oh.
I'm about that big around it landed on it, so
we can push that back out.
We gotta fix that again.
But also, like, we're gonna put in those straps, right? We're gonna strap it and put some reinforcement straps just to keep it up.
Put some other extra inner structure in it.
Yeah.
So
today, this is the worst side.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna start. Let's just start with the worst side of the car. And
it's just kinky in the wrong way.
I don't know whether to try and straighten it like all this out before I cut this off, or maybe I don't know, maybe because I know they've welded a bunch of metal that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah,
to try and
like
hold
this. Like what the heck is going on? That was such a bad job there.
Because if you come around to this side, you can see what it's supposed to look like. You know, maybe that's. You get a little bit of a dent around there, but for the most part, this is pretty straight.
Yeah.
So, I thought about doing this side first as a confidence booster, but I want to get the bad side out of the way right off the hop.
Okay. Here's what we've got.
There.
Here's what we've got right here.
I got a deal on this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a shipping error. Yeah, they got a little bit of a dent.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of a dent on the corner.
They knocked off $100 for that little dent. So,
Right on. Right on. All right, well, I guess we just hop right into it. It's like tearing off a Band-Aid.
Well, I got 5 days to work on the car.
Okay.
Try and get rear quarters. I don't know. We keep stripping all the old body fill off. Maybe we'll have it in primer, who knows?
Okay, well, we'll see how far we get. Cam got straight to work on cutting off the old quarter panels. He first marked out where the new quarters would come to on the car so he knew where to mark his lines to cut. Once the quarter was removed, he worked out a few kinks and ground down the surface so he could have fresh metal to weld to. Playing with the alignment is the tricky part. Trying to get all of the body lines to match up and sit right takes some time. Using some self-tapping screws to hold the panel temporarily, Cam was able to work the quarter to be the right shape and sit on the vehicle the right way. Once everything was lined up and body lines matched, he started welding the panel in place. Jumping along the panel about every 8 inches to avoid heating or warping the body metal, then repeating that until the quarter is nicely fastened to the car. Once the welding was finished, the welds were ground down to smooth out the joint and get it ready for further bodywork and filler. Next thing was the rocker panel. We will show you a bit more of the process on the driver's side, but for the rockers, Cam fabricated this out of sheet metal we had at the shop. Stay tuned to the end of the video where we start up the engine that we will likely be putting in the Charger. The driver's side quarter panel was in better shape than the passenger side, but it was still not worth saving and had to go. So it was time to repeat the process. I've also been suggesting random colors for Cam to paint this thing when it's done, but if you have any ideas, leave it in the comment section below. All right, dude, that is looking so different.
Yeah, welcome back.
Man, I leave for like a day, and you've got a whole new car.
One day. Where you been? It's been 2 days.
Well, you gotta go. I gotta go make money somehow.
So, everybody's seen the, it started with the bad side.
Yeah.
And let's come back around to the good side.
All right, so you're halfway on this one, eh?
And yeah, I'm learning, this is why you don't buy the cheapest stuff that you can buy. Like, yeah, so we're into a problem where these rear quarters, they're not even shaped like the car.
That's great.
Yeah, so we're just making little incisions and just so I can try and maybe bring it to the shape of the door.
I see.
Yeah, and with quarters this big, as you've seen, just use self-tappers to kind of hold it in place. You can pull them out, fill in the hole with weld. It's no big deal.
I see other channels, they use these things called like Clico pins or something like that. They sound expensive though, so self-tappers it is.
Yeah, they work fine. It's like $8.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not shaped like the
No,
door.
that's kind of looking crazy, eh? That gap there. But so that's what you're working on right now. It's trying to make that legit.
Yeah. And I've also I've ground out the pinch welds and I peeled the lip off the old rear quarter. So I'm gonna trying to pull up on the bottom and bow it out to the shape of the door.
Okay.
But it's fighting me. These they're not bad, but I mean these were half the price of what they normally are.
Right.
You know, you get the full factory replacement that comes up halfway up the roof.
That'd be nice.
They're like, I don't know. I got quoted like $1,600 a side. These were $1,100 delivered for both.
I mean, hey, if we had the money, we'd get the full rockers and we'd get the full roof and we'd get the full...
Yeah, we're too poor for that. Yeah. So, yeah. I even had to cut out around the gas cap.
Oh yeah, so they didn't even have that stamped in it.
You might have noticed I didn't clean up, well, I give it a quick wire brush, but I didn't paint all in behind, is because once these are fitted, I got to go up underneath and I got to tie in the inner wheel well to the rear quarter. So that's why I didn't bother painting anything. And once it's all done, I could still get in here and I could spray all that with Crown undercoat.
Oh, nice.
And hopefully prevent it from rusting. So
it's nice to have access like that. That's good. Yeah. All right, cool. So next step is, I guess, just
keep trying to make it fit.
Fighting with this fender and this quarter and making it fit. All right.
I had to do the same to the other side.
All right. Well, that's already looking pretty good. Like the gap, the door gap is obviously a bit big, but that line is looking much better.
I can't believe it had to bow out that far.
That's already looking so much better.
Look at the gap out there. Oh my God. I'm gonna clean this dump, huh?
We usually get 1 or 2 of those comments in every video.
Well, I don't see them volunteering to come clean it.
No.
I share the shop with 2 other people, and they are slobs. But we were very busy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much. Just slot it like that. Leave that little tab hanging on right there, so you could weld it back in.
Sorry, explain that one more time. I was off a little bit. There you go.
You just make 2 little slices. Leave this little tab hanging on, so you could push it back in after you adjust your quarter panel. Put one, I got 1 screw down here in the bottom. So I'll tack this in, pull that out, weld in the hole. But yeah, that's starting to be...
Yeah, that looks much better than it did before.
It's shaped like the door now.
I'm just gonna say it again for those that may have been skipping through the video and may have missed it. Stay tuned to the end where we start up the engine that we will likely be putting into this Dodge Charger. Also, I've been suggesting to Cam a whole bunch of random colors for this car because it looks good in so many different colors, but we want to know, what color would you paint this car? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. That rocker looks awful.
Yeah. I called 3 places and they quoted me $600 a side. So I'm gonna make my own. Old shelf.
After measuring how much material we'd need to go from the pinch weld up to the door jamb, it was time to cut it out.
Alright.
So what are you marking now?
This is going to be pinch weld. So I want that to be about 3/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Three and a half. Not going to want to go as far on this one because they do taper out on an angle. Mm-hmm. Like they're not a straight, the rockers are not a straight 90.
Yeah. Pressing the rocker over the round pipe was just to get a little bit of a curve in the panel. Seems like an exact science here. Looking pretty good, man.
No, I'm not done yet. Don't show them. Where'd you show them?
I just did a quick little pan.
I still got to put a little patch in there, but
yeah. Well, hey,
there was no way I was dropping $600 a side on rocker panels.
No, it's insane. No. That's insane how
everything I go to price out for this car, it's absurd. It's just horribly expensive. So
But the quarters are on and looking good. I mean, obviously there's fine tuning to do with like, you know.
This is just try and get everything lined up for the most part.
But it's already looking so much nicer. Like the body lines are actually matching up with the doors. It's crazy to see the car actually coming together. It looked like such a pile when it first came in here, and now it's
thanks.
Yeah. No. But like, think about it. Think about how bad the roof was, and like those fenders had like the holes in them from where they put cables through it. And like, I've got all the footage of how bad like this was here, you know? And there was no floor, you know, like this has come a long way still.
We're 1/16 of the way done, I guess.
It's coming.
Hopefully. Maybe quarter of the way.
Obviously, there's a lot more things that we need to do to this car, but what are we doing next as of right now?
Before it can go back outside, we're going to grind it down and just a quick coat of primer on it to protect it.
Okay.
And I like to primer things before the body work starts, like the mud work. So
yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to it.
Yeah, get a sander.
The doors, roof, and rear quarters were all sanded down with 120 grit so the primer will adhere to the metal nicely. All right, so are we doing anything special for this primer that's going on the car right now?
No, I just wanted to do it because when I put it back outside, I don't want any exposed metal.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be under a tarp, like we were saying.
Yep.
And quite honestly, I'm just excited to see the car all one color.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste too much primer. I'm just going to, most of it's probably going to come right off. Because like the doors, I'm going to take off, strip the bare metal. And I got to take the rest of that roof down, but
for now,
we're going to see what
protect
it looks
it.
like. Great.
Yeah. Cool. Well, would you look at that? That is something else.
It's still a little cobbled up, but I'm glad to see it all in one color.
Oh, it looks so good. I'm gonna flip this around proper. Look at that. That is so cool. Just seeing it all in one color. I mean, it's not even all in one color because obviously we got, fenders and front end, but like, this is just so cool seeing this now come together. How do you feel about it?
Oh, considering what it looked like when it first got dropped off here, I mean, obviously it's still a long ways off, but
yeah,
that was a nice little 4-day burst on it to bring it up, a little bit nicer with the rear quarters. And
the quarters are looking fantastic, and in fact, that makes everything else look like, oh, you know what I mean? Because the quarters are now nice and straight, but like, this is perfect because it's actually, this primer has a bit of a sheen to it. So you can kind of see the imperfections that you still need to get rid of those wrinkles and things like that, right? Like,
yeah, and it's just a very thin coat of primer. It's all going to come off. This is just to protect it because unfortunately I got to put it back outside for probably a couple of weeks. Well, get some paint jobs done, but yeah, it's going to be wrapped up in a tarp. I didn't want the moisture getting in all the bare steel.
It's really coming along, man. It's really coming. All right, would you say that's it for this video?
Yeah, and I think I said that on the first video, but I've been avoiding it. So next time we're gonna get drilling spot welds. I'm gonna try and find a frame rail for the front.
Look at that.
get somebody's.
It's pretty heinous.
I don't know what these motor mounts are for, but they gotta go.
Yeah, these motor mounts.
And then we picked up the Hemi for it, so maybe we'll get that put in too.
Yeah, we'll see. So the next video, front end work, and I guess, yeah, we're just gonna see.
See if we can get the Gen 3 in it.
All right, so that's it for this episode. We'll see you next time. Hopefully it will not be too long before we see another Charger video, but it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah,
so.
these are expensive to work on, so guess I gotta gather up more parts too, and gather up some more cash.
Yeah, parts,
we'll get it
money.
back in.
Yeah, a little bit of time and we'll get there. All right, see you next time. All right, let's see. Is this gonna be the motor?
Let me cycle that. I can hear it pumping.
I can hear it. That'll do.